Kodam Kavod, Yahweh Kadosh Israel, Selah. Today's topic of spiritual contemplations is overcoming the fear of failure. Something I struggled with growing up, and even now, in some degrees more than others, is figuring out how to stop fearing so much that I'm going to fail, and that's stopping me from doing what I need to do. So that fear that, oh my God, I might not do this, or I might not be able to do this, who am I? My thing is, I'm just a guy from Agua, I'm just a guy from Dimona, Israel, a town nobody's ever heard of. And sometimes when I remind myself of that, and I see how far I've come from that, it shows me that failure isn't something that is environmental. It's mostly mental. It's not hereditary, like, oh, my father was a failure, my mama was a failure, now I'm a failure. It's like, no, you get to choose that. And I think when I realized that failure is a choice of whether I'm going to give up or not, and you also couple that with how much you've already accomplished, it helps you negate that fear of, I might not be able to do this. A lot of times it's yourself, and sometimes it's your environment. Sometimes it's the people around you, that's not encouraging you. And it's not necessarily it's not necessarily telling you you're gonna fail. It's the not encouraging that gets to you, because if you did think I could make it, why wouldn't you support me? So, ergo, if you don't say you got this, you probably mean you don't have this. And sometimes, again, that could just be like, it was me figuring out how to get past that mental block and realize, like, yo, I'm here for something, and a good mental mode to have when it comes to getting over the fear of failure is realizing you don't have the thoughts you have out of nowhere. I believe y'all gave us that. Y'all gave me whatever this is in my head, and it's my responsibility in this lifetime to actualize that for y'all, for the rest of the world, and I think people ask, how do you know, like, you're a godly man? And I think it's based off of what you do. You are an embodiment of Yah. And if the things you do aren't an embodiment of Yah, you can't therefore be a godly man. It's just that simple. And of course, not everybody's perfect. Not everybody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I think the concept of perfection is also a bit skewed, because if the goal was to be perfect, y'all would have just made you perfect and kumbaya. But I think the goal is to overcome that personal hurdle that you have in yourself from your childhood, from the things sometimes it's just you, like sometimes I don't think I did anything to be in the position that I am in today. I don't think I did anything to grow up the way I grew up. It's just how life happens sometimes. And sometimes, fortunately, unfortunately, it really depends on how you want to look at it. That can be your biggest blessing or your biggest curse. I look at kids here born in rich families and think, I wonder what that would have been like. But that's not my journey. And they look at me and think, I wonder what it's like to be like him, but that's not their journey. And it's up to us to find what that is and actualize the best. Like, I think there's a journey and there's an end goal to everything. And I think finding what that end goal is and what there is that you need to learn out of it, and to actualize that in reality for yourself, for y'all, for your family, for your community, for everybody. I think that's the purpose of life. And I think fearing that you're going to fail at that is real. And something I always tell my girlfriend is, shout out to my girlfriend, being fearful of it makes it real. Being scared makes it real. If you wasn't scared, I don't think it's that real. That's why I believe the highest form of fun is something that's equally scary. Like, it's not that fun if it's not that scary. And you have to realize that fear makes it real, makes it primal, makes it something that you really believe in. You really feel like, wow, this is important to me. And the fear of not doing that, it eats at your head, But that's good. Because then you have something to wake you up every morning. You have a reason to get up and get at it every day. And it's tough sometimes because it does feel alone. And I think that's the part of that fear of failure is majority of it you're doing alone. And even when you're with people, I don't mean alone as in you secluded, nobody's with you. You can be in a room full of people and still feel alone. You know, I've been that person, just looking around like, yo, there's a lot of people around here. It's just me. Like, it's just me. I have to figure it out. And I don't know if I'm equipped with what it takes to do it. But I think the mental mode I've taken on that is I have to. And I think once you get to that level of I have to, I'm not that fit, I have to be fit. I'm not that smart, I have to get smart. I'm not that, I have to get that. Like whatever it is, you have to be that. And something like my mother, my mom, my Ima, always told me was there's no job beneath a man taking care of his family. There's no job. Garbage man. Name all the jobs that you think, oh, I would never do that. For your family, you have to. It's that simple. It's that simple. For your family, you have to. And I think when you bring that down to the personal level, for yourself, you have to. You know, people ask me why I don't do X, Y, and Z. Because I can't. Because I have to be this for myself. And then I can be this for my family. And I can be this for my community. You know, and that takes a lot of responsibility, accountability, but also sacrifice. You know, people always say, oh, do what makes you happy, all this happiness. No, it's not about what's happy. It's about what's right. What's needed to be done. And getting over that fear of, I don't think I can do this. That's the first step. You can do this. If you can't do this, you have to. And that's the crazy realization that you have to have. Even if you can't, you have to. You know, that's it. You know, I remember my Ima, she had an accident. And you know, I wasn't a buff guy like I am now, you know? And my sister was like, pick her up. I was like, yo, big man. Yeah. I'm not built like that. I did it. You know, because I have to. And sometimes that takes everything out of you. It takes everything out of you. But then you realize, oh, I could do stuff. And the more you start stacking stuff like that on your plate, you realize, like, what am I scared of failing for? I did X, Y, and Z. I'm 21 years old. I done traveled. I done talked to people. I done met people. I done impressed people. People walk up to me like, yo, how are you 21? And done all of this. How are you 21? And sometimes when I'm overthinking, and you know, overthinking is a real thing. But sometimes when I'm going through the motions, when I'm trying to figure out what's going on, like why isn't these things stacking up the way I want them to? I realize like, yo, you're 21. It takes time to build a house. You know, it takes time to build a house. It takes time to build a body. It takes time to build a mind, a soul, a heart. It takes time. And you're not in a rush. Get at it every day. I'm not saying, oh, lay back and be like, you're 21, enjoy life. No. But get at it every day. But realize, yo, if you bring in one brick every day, one brick to your house. Personally, I like a big house and I want a big family. So that requires a lot of bricks. That requires a lot of days. And day in and day out. And sometimes the brick might fall. Sometimes there's no brick. Sometimes you gotta go make a brick, find a brick, create a brick, ask somebody for a brick, borrow a brick. But you realize you have to get at it. And the fear of, I'm never going to build this house, you have to let that go and realize, I'm building a house. The thought of doing something and actualizing it is doing it. You know, I always say, you become the person you want to be the second you decide that's who you want to be. It's that simple. Oh, I want to be so fit. You already on a journey. You're already that person. You're already that fit person. You're just now catching up to reality. But it's you already, it's you. And realizing that you have nothing to be afraid of. You know, and I think people, I think this is I've heard it a lot in Christianity where it's like, you know, lean on Yah. Well, they say lean on God and Jesus, but I'm making my own. But lean on Yah. You know, like yesterday I had the scariest thing happen to me on my bike. And I literally stopped and I was like, Yah really got me. Y'all really got me. Because there's no reason I shouldn't be dead right now. No reason. But y'all really got me. And you realize the more you lean on Yah, the more you like, yo, It's my guy. And I personally think your relationship with Yah should be like of a parent, but you're an adult also. It shouldn't be like you're a parent and they're a parent and you're a child. Because then that's a little different. And to some degree, you'll always be your parent's child because there's always a degree of respect and just levels you're not going to go to. But you can chop it up, you know? Like, I think you should pray, but I think most of your prayers should be like a conversation, between yourself. And you don't talk to yourself like, oh, my Lord. No, you're like, yo, big man, what's going on? And that might be a controversial statement, but I'm a controversial guy. But I think when you realize you don't have nothing to fear. If Yah gave you this intellect, he gave you life. You gotta be here for something. You gotta be here for something. It can't be just for sherehe. It can't be for sherehe. Kenyans have this saying, sherehe di sharia. That's lit on the weekends. Well, some weekends. Actually, yeah, every blue moon, innit? But you're not here to just have fun. You're not here to party. You're not here to... I don't think you're here to be happy. I think you're here to make an impact. And I think that impact should make you happy. My sister asked me the other day, am I happy? I'm like, I'm not cheesing through the sky. No, I don't get the term of happiness you're going for. I am operating in my highest form of doing what needs to be done. To me, it's happiness. When I see my Ima have her apartment, when I see my brother getting married, when I see my sisters happy, when I see my girlfriend happy to see me, I'm happy. When I'm able to take care of what needs to be taken care of, that makes me happy. Everything outside of that, it's extra, So stuff it. Oh God, that's so funny. My brain is stupid. But yeah, everything else is extra, and I think those the little spices in life that makes life, a good meal. But all in all, you're here to do something. You're here to make something of yourself, make something of what you've been given. And I think it's a dishonor to yourself, to your family, to your community, but most importantly to Yah, to let that fear of failure stop you from actualizing who you're supposed to become. And I think you have so much, we have so much to give. And a lot of it can be brought out with kindness. I'm not the nicest person. I'm not. I don't pretend to be. I'm not. But I'm not also mean and vengeful. I hate you. No. I see people need help, I help. And you realize when you see somebody do something that's good, say something. Yo, I saw that. I appreciate it. I saw you was doing this, man. Shout out to you, man. Even if they did it anonymously, it doesn't even matter. Just, we all in need of a kind word in a world full of hate today. And I think the fear of failure is just being amplified because so many people are telling you can't, you won't. Because of your ethnicity, because of your race, because of your religion, because of your culture. It's like we human beings, man. We're all, in one way or another, built the same. And we're all giving that spark of divinity. Shout out to my last video. Well, not last, but previous video. You get the point. And we shouldn't be so afraid of actualizing who we are supposed to become because we're scared of failing. You can't fail unless you give up. And since I know you're not gonna give up, just let that go, man. One of my boys, I talk about him all the time, Natakia. This guy has unshakable confidence. Unshakable. This guy up there with Shensia, I'm getting on stage with her. I'm like, how? But in my head, I'm like, I believe him. I believe I'm gonna look on TikTok the next day and this crackhead is gonna be like, and I'm just like, that's crazy. I can't believe it. He actually did it. This guy has unshakable confidence. And I don't know what the ins and outs of his unshakable confidence is, but I do know is he doesn't seem to have a fear of failure. And I think letting that go has allowed him to just thrive. And I think he, hate this word, manifests the things he wants because he's not afraid of not having them. because he know he has them already. The fact that he wants them, the fact that he says, I'm going to get this, already puts it in motion for the universe, for y'all to be like, yo, my boy, here. You ain't even scared of not having it here. You know, I'm not afraid of failing. You know, I'm more afraid of messing it up after I get it. But, and I'm working on that. I'm not afraid of failing because I know I can't have all of this and it can't be all for nothing. You know, y'all would not let me have the mind that I have. I'm not tooting my own horn. I promise you, stuff goes on in my head. Y'all wouldn't give this to me for nothing. And leaning on that allows me to sleep at night, man. And I used to wake up and be like, God, what am I doing in my life? Day in, day out, now I don't feel like I'm going nowhere. You know? And when I started looking at it as that house with the bricks, I realized I got a pretty good amount of walls up. You know, I got the foundation laid. And I think the kingdom helped me lay that foundation. My Ima helped me lay that foundation. My Abba helped me lay that foundation. But it's up to me to start building on top of that. And I have been. And sometimes you want the house. Sometimes you want the house to just be finished. And it's not. But you're doing it. Brick by brick. Day by day. You know, day in, day out. And having people around you to remind you how great you are certainly helps with not fearing failure. Because everything is a lot worse when you're alone. Everything. Having that ecosystem around you of people that's, you know, reassuring you, that feedback loop. Immeasurable. Unmeasurable. You know the word I'm talking about. And that has a far greater impact on how you see yourself. You know, I look at my friends, like my friends is here, man, and y'all cry, man. God, your boy never cried so much. Damn. But I realize how much I need that ecosystem around me. People telling you like, yo, this ain't all of that. My boys checked me a few times too. Not used to it. Yeah. 3 years, not used to it. So looking at them like, yo, y'all don't know who I am. I'm like, yo, you're my brother. And that hit me to the core. I was like, yeah, man, these my guys. these little enemy. And they reminded me, like, I don't have nothing to fear, man. I'm doing it. You know, I'm actually doing it. I have nothing to fear. Nothing to fear. I have everything. I have myself. I have Yah. I have my Yah mind. I'm not failing, man. I can't fail. You can't fail with a Yah mind. Because the Yah mind is given to you to succeed. The Yah mind is only given to you because Yah knows you can succeed. If not, why give it to you? Why would you get it? And the people that's not born with it, when you find it, yeah, straight and narrow, innit? You unlock the secret sauce. You unlock everything that needs to happen because it's in you. It's in you. It's just you need to unlock it. And getting past that fear of failure, realizing you can't fail is the first step of realizing like, oh, I got this, man. I got this. And it might take some time. Houses take time. All the money in the world, houses take time. And it's not about the money, it's about the will. You know? And like I said earlier, you have to. You don't get to say, I'm not gonna build a house. You have to. Y'all gonna be homeless? No, you have to. Thank you. I don't wanna go to work. You want your children to be hungry? No, you have to go to work. What you feel doesn't play a real part in the fact that it needs to be done and you have to do it. You have to do it, you know? And it goes for men and women. You have to do it, you know? Like you have to be able to nurture your children, nurture your husband. You have to. Like you have to love your wife. You have to. Something I struggle with is I'd rather stay in here for 15, 20 hours every day and just work. I could do that. I have to spend time with my girlfriend. I have to. Because I'm not gonna have no girlfriend no more. Somebody spending time with my girlfriend. Better be me. I have to. So do I want to? Do I feel like it? Big man. Feelings. Do what you have to do. Do what you have to do now so you can get what you want later. Yeah. The quote my Ima used to always tell me. I used to hate my whole dance class. Oh, I used to hate it. Oh, all my heart, I used to hate it. And my Ima said, listen, we have to do what we have to now so we can get what we want later. Graduated with a 4x grade. That's like a SAT thingy. It's like finals. But I did what I have to, and it paid off. And I realized not everything you want feels good right now. In 5 years, you realize, oh, I need to go through this. But you have to go through that. You have to be willing to go through the mud to get the things that you want after. And fearing that you're not going to get it is just going to stop you. So stop fearing it. And push past the fear.
Sorry, Yataliel, I couldn't find that in your home.
Serious crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. But you have to. Like, you have to realize you can't let the fear stop you, because then what? You know, you're scared. Now what? There's no alternative. So get past the fear. You know, push past those limits. And a practical way, since I'm always talking about practicality, is on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. Do something that you know, not so comfortable with. You know, I wasn't always, that's just a horrible way of saying this. Yeah. Me and women didn't have the best relationship all the time, right? I had a fear of it. What I started doing, going to start to talk to people. I went and started talking to people all over about nothing. I didn't want their number, nothing. I just talked to them. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I like your shoes. Oh, hey this, la 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 la. Sometimes you get the dub, you get the number, la la la, whatever. And the boy was good at it. But sometimes it's just getting past that fear. You know? I never had a fear of heights, but I used to always like just go high places and just look down and just be like, wow, interesting. Getting past that fear. And I think the more you get comfortable with getting past fear, the more you'll be able to get past more fears. You know? It's kind of like eating hot stuff. You eat little hot stuff every once in a while. Not every once in a while, but frequently. You know, eat something hot, eat something spicy. The degrees of spice should increase. But the more you do that, the more your tolerance builds to spicy stuff. Now you can eat spicy food and, you know, there's no reaction because your body's built a tolerance. The same thing for your mind. You know, you have to build that mental tolerance against getting past fears. So I say do something you a little bit on the edge about every day. Whether it's talking to somebody new, stop a random stranger on the street and go, yo, you know, you look good today. Love the outfit. Keep walking. You're not here to start a conversation. Just interact with people. You know? If you're scared of going out by yourself, just go by yourself. Go for an hour. Go for 15 minutes. Go have a drink. A little mocktail, cocktail, have a beer, whatever. But getting past your fears on a daily basis will build your tolerance. Also, I think getting past fear also builds your confidence. And that confidence is the thing you need to also get past bigger fears. Because you realize, I'm him, bruv. Why do I have to be afraid of failing when I'm Yataliel Briggs from Akbar, from Dimona, Israel, a town nobody's heard of, and I'm out here hanging out with ministers and ambassadors? Big man, I ain't living in fear. I'm already him. Yeah, let's lock in. Let's do what we do. Because obviously, we good at doing what we do. It's what we do, isn't it? So yeah, those practical components will definitely help increase your confidence, but also help you get past that fear of failure, because you can't fail. You know? You can't fail. You wouldn't be who you are. You wouldn't be here if you were destined to fail. And the fear of failure only comes if you let that fear stop you from actualizing who you're meant to be. If y'all like these kind of videos, give me a subscribe, give this video a like, comment down anything that stood out to you, any other topics you want me to go over. And yeah, have y'all a blessed day. Y'all kind.